Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ramo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Hey! Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hare, Oh Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Oh, Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Oh, Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Pura Hari Bol. Nitai Gura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Pura Hari Bol. Nitai Gura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gura Hari Bol. Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori, Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shishimad, His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shishimad, His Divine Grace. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Iskcon founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Prense Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shishi Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki. Sri Vrindavan Dhama Ki. Sri Mayapur Navadvip Dhama Ki. Ganga Maji Jamuna Mai Ki. Bhakti Devi Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Ki. The most beautiful Lordship Shri Kishore Kishori Ki. Paramakaruna, the most merciful Lordship Shri Gauranitai Ki. Sri Jagannath Sri Baladev Shrimati Shubhadra Maharani Ki. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Jagya Ki. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Shishi Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Daine Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Silatankana Kalaye Ito Nasimha Parata Nasimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Nasimha Bahir Nasimha Hridaye Nasimha Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare सबद्रिता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे नरसिंहरे जय नरसिंहरे जय नरसिंहरे जय नरसिंहरे जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल श्री श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद
So please repeat after me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining us for today's Krishna Fest program. Our speaker will be His Holiness Romapada Swami. Let's all loudly welcome Maharaj. Haribo! So I'll make my announcements quickly so we give Maharaj maximum time to speak. Couple of things to remember for this week. One is Saturday, starting 6 o'clock in the evening. We will be observing the appearance day of Lord Balaram. For those of you who are new or first time, Lord Balaram is Krishna's older brother. So we have this month or this period of birthday parties. First is Balaram's birthday next Saturday, and then September 5th is Lord Krishna's birthday party, or we call Janmashtami. So this program on Saturday starts at 6 o'clock. So please join us. I promise you a very wonderful festival. Something to learn about Lord Balaram. He is the original guru who teaches us how to serve Krishna. So Saturday is Lord Balaram's appearance day, as we say. And Janmashtami is Saturday, September 5. So the program whole day will continue, but officially will be from 6 o'clock through midnight and then dinner for everyone. So please participate. Now, out in the lobby, there is a table with some devotees who are trying to help us make the festival meet its not only financial goals but also give you different ways by which you can come very close to the deities of Radha and Krishna and serve them. So one is the Abhishek. There is a way by which you can sponsor some flowers for the deities, the dresses, the Abhishek, the prasadam, etc. So these are very ways by which, as we say on birthday parties, we give some gift. For the temple, it helps raise funds so that we can have 52 such Sundays where we don't charge any money. It's wonderful festivals, 13 plus festivals during the year in addition to these 52 Sundays. So it takes some money to run all of this, and Janmashtami is a time where we try to raise the funds to help us through the year. So that's your support is vital for us. So I consider you to please, as you walk out, please think of how you can support the festival and also for us to do these programs. So please don't just walk up, stop by, ask questions, think about. You don't have to pay the money right now. You can pledge and pay later. That's fine. At least it gives us an idea of what to expect for the festival. Okay? So please think about it. And anyone who's here for the very first time, just raise your hands, please. Very first time newcomers. On your way out, after the lecture, we'll have Acharya Nishta, a devotee standing there with books as a gift for you, as our token of appreciation to thank you for coming for our program, and that this may be the first of a relationship with you. So on your way out, please make sure you take your free gift. Okay? So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Good to see you again. I remember well the last time we were together. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Banabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Gopi Jana Banabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamana Tiraphanachari Jamana Tiraphanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamana Tiraphanachari Jamana Tiraphanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivijagacharya Astatarasatasi Simad. His Divine Grace Desi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavarinda Ki Shri Shri Kishore Kishori Ki Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Looking around, I see a number of faces or devotees that I haven't seen here in a long time. Thank you for coming. I don't know what you're doing. Just visiting? Huh? Fantastic, thank you. This very same presentation. We had an interesting calamity. But part two. In the some words of appreciation for Ananda Vrindavan Mataji, who is the temple president in the Potomac Temple. Very creative, innovative, fixed and determined. And one of the things that she's very inspired to do is to make the Sunday program accessible and relevant and relatable to new people, especially Western people. So one of the things that she did was she picked a theme, a 3-part theme, and different speakers were assigned something in relation to that theme, and this is the part that I got assigned. So it was, yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. And, but it's a very practical consideration. There are many people that come to our programs every Sunday, and there's this concern about, well, people that come every Sunday, it's always something, basic and something basic and something basic. Oh, that's nice, but every now and then can we have something more than basic? And then there's new people that they need basic. They need something that's relevant and relatable. So this Sunday program is especially for those of you who are newer, and the rest of you tune in to our morning classes every morning. If they're online live, and if you can't come to the morning class, evening class. So this is it's for our newer people, but I made this presentation in 2 segments. The classic good versus evil. So what's some of the modern thought on this tension, apparent tension, good versus evil? And then some of the Vedic perspective on the perennial struggle of good versus evil. From Bhagavad Gita, we know Krishna says, since the beginning of time, since the beginning of creation, there's the divine and the demoniac. There are persons who take shelter of virtue, and there's persons who take shelter of anything but virtue. And there's a struggle. So good versus evil. Whole of Mahabharata is on that theme. Persons who take shelter of Dharma, and then persons who neglect it. What should be done, and anything by any means to get what I want is another way of living, and the struggle between the two. So with this good versus evil, are we to think, does goodness always win in the end? Seems like the stories end up like that. There's probably some where the opposite. But it seems good wins in the end. Is it always like that? Must it always be like that? So that's part of the question that Nanda Vrindavan requested me to address. So here's some modern people. Many of you in the audience don't know this German scholar, Friedrich Max Müller. Let man overcome anger by love. Let him overcome evil by good. If there was less light in the room, the picture would shows up great on my screen. So how to address evil when it comes? By the strength of goodness. And when anger comes, address anger by love. That's his advice. This one's a lot easier to read. Lao Tzu, very famous personality from the East. Here's his way of saying something very similar. Water is the softest thing, yet it can penetrate mountains and earth. This shows clearly the principle of softness overcoming hardness. Lao Tzu. When I was in China just recently, this month of July, after the Festival of the Holy Name, was in China. And one of the persons I spent some time with was a devotee who had attended university in America, had met devotees, and had become a devotee. And then they went back to visit home, and Dad said the opposite. Don't be a chump. Don't be humble. Be aggressive. Because if you're not aggressive, people will take advantage of you. Be aggressive. And the student said, but Dad, Lao Tzu says. So we live by different values, and values carry our lives. They give direction to the mind and senses and our conduct. So there's proponents, at least, of softness overcomes hardness. What makes people happy? This is an interesting one. What makes people happy is activity, meaning if you're not doing something, you're bored. Whoops. Changing evil itself into good by power, working in a godlike manner. So he was advocating, don't be passive, be active, and let your activity be living a life of goodness. And in a godlike manner, then that's something to strive for, something to live for, something to live by, a principle to live by. Van Goethe, another European scholar, he was a theist. On my door, my office door in New York, there's a big sign somebody did with calligraphy with something else that he said about commitment. The basic idea being, don't hesitate when there's opportunity to achieve something of merit and value. Don't hesitate out of fear. It may not be successful. Because when you make a step with commitment, then providence, meaning God, starts to move things. And opportunities that you didn't see, or doors start to open that you didn't even know there was a door there, and the door opens and things start to change when there's commitment, because God will help you. He was an advocate of making personal commitment in one's life, of course, in a godly way or a godlike manner, And living your life by that principle makes more goodness in the world. Whoops. May not have known that Albert Einstein was also a proponent of goodness. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. So goodness doesn't just mean passive. When, again, as Van Kutta was saying, be active. Be active in a way that makes, one should certainly be well advised what principles of goodness are, because not everybody agrees with what principles of goodness are. It would seem kind of common sense on certain matters, but there's big difference. In any case, having a clear idea, that's why we can say our wisdom literature or Mahabharata and Ramayana are there to give us standards, or the lives of our great acharyas to give us standards by which we can understand what is good, what is proper, what is to be done. The whole question of Bhagavad Gita begins with what is dharma. In a perplexing situation, what is the right thing to do according to the codes of dharma? Next is two quotes. Was the first of two by a Russian near contemporary author during the Cold War and the post-Cold War era. He recently left his body, but was a bold spokesperson for doing the right thing or standing by goodness. And he wrote some very interesting things. The line separating good and evil passes not through states, nor between political parties either, but right through every human heart. His message was this struggle of good and evil is not just something external, it's something that we all must acknowledge. Sometimes said our lower nature and our higher nature, or values that we hold and impressions that impel us to do something that we know on a higher standard is not to be done, but we may do anyway. So that struggle that's within every human heart between good and evil. Here's another statement by him, which is similar. If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and it was necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being, and who is willing to destroy a piece of his own heart? So it's a struggle. It's conditioning. So when you are struggling alone, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. The message of Bhagavad Gita is perpetual. Daibhiyesha gunamayi mama maya doratyaya. But the opportunity to overcome that struggle or be on the victorious side, mamevaye prapadyante, to take shelter of Krishna. Here's another, an existentialist. Interesting, has something to say about good and evil. From one of his writings, Catherine, why commit evil? This other character. Because good has already been done, Catherine. Who has done it? The other character, God the Father. I, on the other hand, am improvising. Interesting, from an existentialist. So there's standards of what is good, and those who are familiar with Prabhupada's teachings, or Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, the Vedic wisdom, that which is good or that which is to be done is determined by an absolute standard, by God. And if one does not acknowledge an absolute standard, then the fulcrum keeps moving. The picture keeps moving. I had an interesting, I'll just share, anecdotal, but it's certainly on this topic. Many years ago, I was visiting one devotee, Prasanatma was the devotee's name, had a father who was a professor at the University of Mississippi in Oxford. In fact, he was a dual PhD in philosophy and religion, very learned gentleman. So the devotee wanted to have a few of us visit University of Mississippi, and his father was happy as a tenured professor there to make an arrangement for some audience of students. And it was a very nice program, very lively discussion. And the family that I stayed with was a South Indian family, a Sri Vaishnava family, Sridharan family. And I had met them on two occasions, but because their son was away at private school, and he had just graduated from high school at the age of 13, and was the top honor student in his graduating class of that year for the whole state. So he had just come home to spend a little time with his mom and dad, and then to go to Washington, D.C. along with 49 other students who were the number one student in their state to meet the president, whoever the president was at the time, and get some award for being, very bright. So, brilliant. Presently he's a nuclear physicist from Stanford University on full scholarship. Brilliant young man. So we meeting for the first time, and he said, may I ask you a question? I asked Mom and Dad the following question, but they didn't have an answer. They said, Swamiji's coming, why don't you ask him? So, on the hot seat. He said, my friends at school ask, why are you a theist? Why do you believe in God? Why not be honest and say, you don't know? So agnostic, you don't have to be an atheist, but just be honest and you don't know. And at the same time, hold your own values and the values that you should live by virtue, and then live by virtue as a agnostic, virtuous young man like us. Why do you insist on being a theist? So I've asked Mom and Dad, and they said to ask you. So I'm asking you. But the answer that I gave at the time, it's related to this. I'm just improvising. As I shared a little bit of information, some of you in the audience, you know Krishna Leela from New York City. During that period of time, so many years ago, she was in charge of all the guidance counseling systems in the public schools of New York City. Could you imagine having that for a job? Being a guidance counselor, being in charge of all the guidance counselor, whenever there's a problem, it comes to your inbox. You have to train people how to, anyway. So she had shared with me that the Board of Education of the city of New York, which was soon after dissolved because it just wasn't working, they just dismissed the Board of Education. She said they had done a study 10 years before what it took to get expelled from class, and today what it took to get expelled from class. And 10 years ago, one could get expelled from class for throwing a spit wad across the room. I assume you all know what that is. And then you get expelled from classroom. That was like a standard. Or that you talk out of turn. You don't raise your hand and you speak in the classroom, you could get expelled from class. Or you talk back to the teacher, you get expelled from class. Those three things. Then 10 years later, it's if you're carrying a concealed weapon, you could get expelled from class. Or if you verbally threaten the life of the teacher in or out of the classroom, you could be expelled from class. And then something else in relation to the students. If you bring physical harm or threaten physical harm to another student, you get expelled from class. So when you're just improvising, there isn't any final standard, then what is today's not to be done is tomorrow's to be done. There's no standard. It's just what's vox populi, or the modes of nature move this way, the modes of nature move that way, and then this becomes good, and then later it becomes evil. Or the other way around. That was evil and then it becomes good. That's just a rational reason for why. And then there's the absolute reason why, because that which is good is identified by the person who made good, the person who made everything. He knows what is good. Vedanta vid veda videva chaham. I'm sure there's better answers than that answer, but that's the answer I gave at the time. That which is good has already been done. So here's two other little quotes. Here's Confucius. Attack the evil that is within yourself rather than attacking the evil that is in others. This is something that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur similarly said. Language was different, but rather than the program of finding fault in others, one should introspect and find where there is fault within oneself. For by finding fault in others, one is disclosing that one's own heart is honeycombed with that very same fault, meaning a perfect transcendentalist, they don't find fault in others because their heart is pure. And you can find fault in others, or the propensity to find fault in others is due to a heart that's impure. It doesn't mean that a person that's a transcendentalist cannot see. They're Pollyanna. They just can't see anything that's not right. Krishna sees things that are not right, and devotees of Krishna see things that are not right. But a transcendentalist, adosha darshi is the Sanskrit phrase. Dosha means fault, and adosha, no fault. Adosha darshi, one who doesn't find fault in others. You can see what's what, but the business of aha and aha and aha. As in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, there was one of one personality, an elevated, at least at one time had been an elevated personality, who was a godbrother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master, Ishwara Puri. Ramchandra Puri found fault with his spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri, and then from that he continued on, finding fault with anybody, everybody, and even if he couldn't find fault, he'd make up something to find fault, because that was his thing. And it was intolerable for the Vaishnava community, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited this behavior of extreme tolerance. In any case, this is it's a Vaishnava principle, or it's a those who wish to become elevated into the realm of goodness looks for shortcomings and defects within as that's their program, and works on improving those things, attacking the evil that is within yourself. And last little contemporary personality is this, any of you in the audience know this lady? Maya Angelou. She's recently, I believe, also departed from this world, but during her life she was a champion of causes, not only for the black community, but for those who wished to live a life of virtue, and were struggling with the opposite in the world. So let faith be the bridge you build to overcome evil and welcome good. To live a life abiding by a higher principle, or principles that are emblematic of goodness, there has to be faith that there's strength there, there's protection there, there's shelter there, there's safety there, there's well-being there. It has to be faith. And ultimately that faith means in the Supreme Person. Ultimately, that's what it means. Because otherwise, sometimes even in the case of, let's say in Mahabharata, with the Pandavas, dealing with adversity circumstances where they were being harshly and cruelly treated by the Kauravas in various ways. They didn't depart from virtue. Of course, the strength of their not departure from virtue was their faith in Krishna, that Krishna would protect them, and surely Krishna protected them. Those are some contemporary personalities. Then I'd like to go to our Vedic literature. And the context in our Vedic literature, certainly we find emblems of virtue. Anyone who has read Ramayana, it's so refreshing, it's so invigorating. The high standard of virtue that Ram represented, again and again being tested, and again standing by virtue in so many different ways. Not only upholding his own word, but upholding the word of his father, because that's the duty of the son, and abandoning becoming the king, not only abandoning becoming the king, going to the forest in exile, like a bad criminal might be exiled in that way, very happily embracing it. One of the parts of Ramayana I like so much is when Kaikeyi utters these two boons that she wanted, and pumping it up, and Mother, tell me, what is it that you want? And when she uttered the two, Ram, unflinching, unblinking, said, "Is that all? Let it be done." She was expecting something else. But for him, it was the word of my father, upholding the word of my father. What else is there for a young man to be able to live by that standard? Whatever my father wants. And with that, certainly tribulation came, but that's okay. Tribulation is fine when you're acting by virtue. And then a very nice portrait of Lord Ramachandra carrying his bow, because his bow was that force that dealt with evil according to the principles of Dharma. And then, the 10-headed Ravana, who was the emblem of evil. And the conflict between the two in this world. Lord Ramachandra had appeared as in a purposeful manner to eliminate this, the force of Ravana and his associates. When demoniac kings had become overburdened on earth, headed by most of all Ravana. Long story, actually he was born in a Brahmin family, but he got moved away from that into this position. So one of the most evil deeds that the Ramayana focuses upon is this kidnapping of Sita, using Marich to lure Ram away so Ram would not protect Sita, and then approaching in a deceitful fashion as if he wasn't this 10-headed Rakshasa, but a gentle Brahmin seeking alms from Sita because she's an emblem of goodness. She naturally wanted to give. As you see, the Lakshman Rekha circle is here, and he lured her beyond that circle and then grabbed her and carried her away on his mystical chariot flying in the sky, and big battle with Jatayu, and Ravana cut off his wings and Jatayu fell to the ground and Sita was taken away. And because he had been given a curse that if he ever violated a woman again, as he had done in some historical event, that he would instantly die, so he didn't forcibly violate Sita, but he intimidated her to no end to submit to him. But she was unwilling to submit to Ravan. Nice guy, if you don't submit to me by the end of such and such time, then I'll eat you for breakfast. Thanks a lot. So Sita, on the other hand, said to Ravana, on the strength of my austerities, I could burn you into flames instantly just by my chastity to Ram, but I will not do that without the order of Ram. So Ravana then left with the Rakshasis to torment Sita and force her, break her will. She's just too stubborn. She's meant for me. So in the most evil of circumstances, still some force of goodness entered into the scene. Trijata, who was the wife of Vibhishan, came and consoled Sita. She was tormented by Ravana. But when the Rakshasis had fallen asleep, she came to console her and told Sita about a dream that she had. And in that dream, in a celestial chariot, Ram and Lakshman had come, and a huge battle ensued, and Ravana was killed, and Sita was redeemed. This was very auspicious. Sita, take courage. Surely it will come to pass. Such auspicious dreams are omens of good fortune that are to come. So Sita was so relieved to have the association of a person of goodness in the midst of all of that evil. But the Supreme Lord sends such association, even in most of taxing of circumstances. And so, of course, in the end, huge battle between Ram and Lakshman and the Vanaras and Ravana and the hordes of Rakshasas, but in the end, he was killed. Ravana was slain. Evil was overcome. And it's natural because just like, very simple principle, light is stronger than darkness. So when the two are there, light and darkness, light will prevail. Similarly, although it may appear at times that some misfortune is coming to a good person, and misfortune may come to a good person, depending upon how you look at the circumstance. But in the ultimate issue, goodness will prevail, or Krishna will give protection. I like this painting very much. Maybe some of you have seen the original. It's in the Delhi temple. All around the backside of the altar of Radha Parthasarathi, there's very wonderful paintings, and there's a museum at the temple. This is one of those paintings. Beautiful artistry, indicating the person who is in the air coming before Lord Ramachandra and Lakshman and Hanuman and Sugriva is Vibhishan. Interesting study of, as his wife Trijata was good, even in the midst of evil, he tried his best to persuade his elder brother, Ravana, to abide by principles of goodness. I'd just like to share a little bit. This is Ramayana Katha this evening. Little bit. After Hanuman, who had jumped all the way across the ocean to come to Lanka, found Sita, taught a lesson to the Rakshasas that Ram will soon come and destroy everything, he exhibited power that was invincible, and many, many, many powerful generals were destroyed single-handedly by Hanuman. And the city was engulfed in flames at the end. This impenetrable, seemingly impenetrable place, Lanka, a city of gold, so many miles away from any other person to get there, was vulnerable. So after Hanuman returned, Ravana thought it wise to call a council of his ministers and his chief warriors and seek their advice what to do. This doesn't look good, so what should we do? And he called upon his ministers and the generals in his army to advise him with a little speech that says, a great personality doesn't make decisions on their own, they seek counsel. So one by one, they spoke up. And the first person to speak was saying, Ravana, why are you even asking this question? You're so powerful. You're so mighty. The treasure of heaven in battle with you was defeated. And from him you received the Pushpaka Vimana, this celestial airplane. Mayadanava, great mystic, yogi and personality, very, very powerful, invincible because of his mystic powers. You defeated him. And he was so obliged that you spared his life that he gave his daughter, Mandodari, in marriage. The Nagas in the nether realm, in Patalaloka, they're known as being fierce, powerful fighters. You destroyed them all. Even Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, you defeated him. What to speak of mere other Rakshasas who have a power that even if their bodies are chopped into little pieces, they can still assemble their bodies again and live. And you defeated them all. Ravana, your son Indrajit alone could destroy whoever may come here. He's defeated Indra and all the devas. And these are mere monkeys and mortals. Why are you even asking us this question? Brahasta then spoke. saying, Hanuman, when he came here, we were just caught off guard. We weren't prepared. Now we know he's likely to come back, and single-handedly, just give me the word. I'll defeat not only Hanuman, but all the horde of monkeys that they bring. Just give me that word. I'm powerful, I can do it. Then another one of the generals stood up and said, just give me the word, I'll destroy all the monkeys on the whole surface of the planet. We're powerful. What are you fearing? Then another Vajradungstra was more political. He said, I suggest when they come that you separate out, engage Ram and Lakshman over there in some battle, then kill all the monkeys, and then separately have a battle with Ram and Lakshman. It was like divide and conquer. In this way, they went on and on, boasting about their power and boasting about Ravana's power. Nothing to fear. You know that one, no fear. Vibhishan was in the assembly. Vibhishan was his brother. And one by one, he took on each one of the other persons and their point of view. It said, these are supposed to be your well-wishers and advisors. But they're not acting in that capacity at all. They're simply flattering you. And you're very happy to hear their flattery. But let us consider the principles of Dharma, right? Amongst the assembly of Rakshasas. Let's consider the principles of Dharma. Now, with military matters, it's advisable before there's war, consider other means. Appeasing the enemy, or some other means besides. Don't go right away to the plan of war. And for those who abide by virtue and have control of their senses, it's not a good idea to make an enemy with such persons. Please consider. And you say, Prahasta said, this Hanuman, we can easily defeat him. Please remember, we also, as Rakshasas, by mantra and by mystic power, we can travel here and there. We can cross the ocean. We've done it. Hanuman moved just on the strength of his own power. How powerful. We saw what he did with just a stick of metal. He defeated our powerful generals. Don't underestimate his power. And moreover, it's a heinous sin to steal and covet the wife of another man. So I suggest that we don't make this a battle to the finish, but very simply return Sita and the battle is over. Ravana somehow, a little bit at least, heard enough that he called for the end of the assembly and said, I have to think on the advice that I've received. The next day, early in the morning, because he was his brother, Vibhishan had requested audience with Ravan, and he was granted that audience. And he came, bowed before him, folded his palms. You're my elder brother, you're the king, you're so powerful. Let me just reiterate what I said before. I've seen, since the stealing of Sita, so many omens, and he listed so many bad omens, portends of ill fortune. And I appeal to you, please, just everything will be okay. Just send Sita back to Ram, and all this ill fortune will be over. And Ravan exploded. I didn't ask you for your advice. First it was the discussion about, dealing with Hanuman. But now you're instructing me like my superior. Get out at once. Just angry. You don't know how powerful I am. You're underestimating my power. What's wrong with you? Get out. Then later in the day, there was another assembly. The question changed. The question was no longer what to do about what had happened with Hanuman's visit. The question was, give your advice how to defeat Ram. That's the focus. We're going to have battle. We're going to defeat Ram. So different ones said this and that and the other thing. And Vibhishan tried for the third time. He just blasted him. Said, you're going to bring destruction to our entire dynasty. And I don't want to be a participant in this. Please do the right thing. Save all these great heroes and all the citizens of Lanka from destruction. Again, just return Sita. It's very simple. And Indrajit exploded and Ravana exploded. Get out of here. You say that you're my brother. If you were not my brother, I would at once have you killed. But you're an enemy within our own company. Get out. So Vibhishan had some mystic power, and he understood. It reminds me of Vidura. He just left. There's no service for me. I tried and I tried. My brother is too lusty. He's too much attached to this expectation of enjoying Sita. He can't let go. So he rose from the assembly, and along with him rose 4 other ministers who were like Vibhishan, and he didn't even go say goodbye to his wife. He just left. Went to take shelter of Ram. And he crossed the ocean and came to the place where Ram was, as the painting shows. And there he was greeted by Sugriva and Hanuman and some other of the chief amongst the Vanaras. So rather than going straight to Ram, he just went before Sugriva and said, can you relay the following message to Ram? I wish to take shelter of him. My name is Vibhishan. I'm the brother of Ravan, and I've tried my very best to dissuade Ravan from his path of evil, and I've been unsuccessful. Because there's no service for me there, I've come here. I wish to be in Ram's service. Please ask him to accept me. Sugriva had his nature too. He was not so easily trusting of anyone. Very suspicious, calculating this and that. So Ram again brought his assembly, as a great person will do, seek advice from his council personalities, and one by one, they all offered their advice. Sugriva was most outspoken. Some said, give him a chance, test him, examine him carefully, different things. Kill him at once, just send him back, different things. Then Hanuman was requested by Ram to speak. He said, just by seeing his face and hearing his voice, I can understand. He is to be trusted. Even if he has some motive, because it was said that he may be motivated. He understands Ravan is going to be killed. Evil is going to be conquered by good. And I want to become the next king. But even if he has some motive, he wants to take shelter of Ram. So let him take shelter of Ram. Let us bring him into our company. And then, so many nice things, but Ram then said to Sugriva, you're speaking this way because of your love for me. That's all. You're interested in my welfare. You're not interested in your welfare, you're interested in my welfare. But please understand my power. I could destroy the whole planet. What to speak of Ravan and his people out there in Lanka. I'm just giving all of you some opportunity for service. That's all. So don't fear for my well-being. You saw my power. The arrows that passed through the 7 sal trees and went to the center of the earth and down to Patalaloka and back again in my quiver. You know what my power is. So please don't consider I'm in danger. This is a matter of virtue. And a virtuous king, when somebody surrenders, they must give their protection. It's the law of Dharma. And then he said this very famous statement. One who even once says, "From this day forward I am yours," I pledge that forevermore I will give that person protection and free them from any reason for fear. I give this solemn pledge. Even if Ravan, after all the bad things he's done, if Ravan came and said those words, I would accept him too. So Sugriva, I have accepted him already, and he's waiting. He's hovering there in the air, just waiting. You're his messenger. He hasn't approached me directly, he's approached you. So don't keep him waiting, go make an offense. I've accepted him. He's my devotee. Go bring him to me. So Vibhishan, who was unable to overcome the evil of Ravan, became, in the service of Ram, instrumental in helping overcome Ravan. He gave many, many advices to, of course, Lord Ramachandra doesn't need anyone's advice or assistance or anything. But he became an instrument for bringing to a close that reign of terror and evil represented by Ravan, just by his taking shelter of Ram. And last little message here, well, almost last. Our acharyas describe these 4 ministers that were accompanying Ramachandra. They indicate 4 very important principles that must be in place when there is surrender to the Supreme Lord. It's a nice message, so I'll just share. 2 of those 4 represent qualities that must be within the person who is surrendering. The process of surrendering is called sharanagati. And the person who is surrendering is the sharanya. The person who is surrendering must have 2 qualities. Akinchanatvam. Tvam means having the quality of. Having the quality of akinchana. Akinchana, we find that in Queen Kunti's prayers. Akinchana means having no material shelter. And when you have material shelter, you're holding on, hope against hope that something material is going to bring safety and well-being and happiness and peace, prosperity. You can't sincerely take shelter of the Supreme Lord. It's half-hearted at best. So akinchanatvam, that was Vibhishan. He didn't have material shelter. And then another is ananya gatitvam. Ananya means no other. Gati, no other goal, no other objective. Singular focus on shelter of, in this case, Lord Ramachandra, and no material shelter that's distracting you or dividing you, your spirit of submission. And then the other 2 qualities are qualities that must be with the person who's giving shelter. These are also very nice. Saralata. Saralata means one who doesn't make distinction about qualification, material qualification, disqualification. As Ramachandra was saying to Sugriva, even Ravana. So he may have some ambition to become the next king. Let him do that in my service. I accept him in my service. And by accepting Ram's service, just like Dhruva became free from his material desire by accepting shelter of the Supreme Lord. How are we to become free from separate interest? By taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. Because struggle on our own, it is an endless struggle. The good and evil struggle, the higher nature, lower nature struggle. Take shelter of the Supreme Lord. I'll show in just a moment this Saralata feature in so many other forms. It's one of the great virtues or qualities of Ramachandra. And Shakti is the other. He had the strength, the power, the capacity to provide shelter to the person seeking shelter. So Ram accepted Vibhishan as his devotee, as Ram accepted the squirrel in his service. This wonderful passage from Ramayana where the monkey warriors were throwing big boulders and mountain peaks and trees and so many things to make as you see, the bridge to Lanka, and a little squirrel was assisting in his little way. So he was being, get out of the way, you're interfering with our building of the bridge. And Ram stepped in and said, no, I accept his service as good as your service, although your capacity is greater. He's serving to his capacity, so that should be honored also, as much as yours. Or the chieftain of the tribals was also accepted by Lord Ramachandra as his great devotee. Or Shabari, and again because of time, I'm not going to, the wonderful description of Shabari's position. She was a forest dweller who was the daughter of a hunter. And when she was of age to be married, her father made a plan for a big marriage. And the big marriage plan was he purchased many sheep and goats to be killed to make the feast. And when she saw all the sheep and goats and what the purpose of them was, she left. She didn't even get married. She couldn't take it. And she went searching and searching and searching for shelter, and she found shelter in the hermitage of a great saintly person. That great saintly person engaged her in staying after he had departed this world, to stay until Ramachandra came so she could serve him. And then she went back to Godhead. So Ramachandra was accepting even this simple person in his kind service. By taking shelter of the principle of goodness, specifically taking shelter of the protector of Dharma, one becomes protected, one becomes situated also in goodness. And for us, the primary means for achieving this is awakening that tendency or capacity by the very kind mercy of the holy name. Kirtan. This is our Yuga Dharma, and that one who takes shelter of Dharma becomes protected by Dharma. Hare Krishna. I've gone past my time. I had to rush up the last part. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
I'm so glad she actually is. It's beautiful. Who's next? Are you gonna play for you? Because we have drama practice. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, thank you. Oh, no, I want to be there. Gotcha. Okay, no worries. Thank you. Thank you. Well, maybe I have to try the harmonium. Let me see if I can. No, it's okay. No worries. Krishna. Arriba. Oh. Krishna. Okay. Oh, I can't play it. I forgot. No harmonium. I can't play harmonium right now, but I'll just sing. Okay. Can you play? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, so.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, you have to do it. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama I'm done. Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.